Ryan Reynolds, has seemingly done, right, is used his power and influence to not only help Blake Lively take over this movie, he's used it, on Deadpool to make fun of Justin Baldoni.
Oh, I'm Deadpool. And I guess you're Deadpool too. But in here, everybody calls me Nice Pool. Oh my goodness, wait till you see Lady Pool. She is gorgeous. She just had a baby too and can't even tell. I don't think you're supposed to say that. That's okay. I identify as a feminist.
Joe Rogan just called out Ryan Reynolds, and the timing couldn't be worse. Marvel is reportedly fuming over Ryan's alleged backstage power moves. Fans are questioning the future of Deadpool, and leaked text messages involving Blake Lively have thrown the couple under a microscope. Is this shaping up to be the greatest downfall of Ryan's career, or just another chaotic chapter in Hollywood's never-ending drama? Today, we'll dissect every jaw-dropping rumor, from Joe Rogan's scorching criticism to the shocking lawsuit rumors aimed at Marvel's most unpredictable star. When Joe Rogan speaks, millions tune in. His candid style and massive audience can sway public perception in an instant.
And what she just said just doesn't make any sense. It's just so silly to say. It's not a well thought out.
Recently, Rogan took direct aim at Ryan Reynolds, accusing him of using his celebrity power in questionable ways. He didn't hold back, implying that Ryan's carefully crafted nice guy image might hide something far less innocent. The blow from Rogan landed at the worst possible moment. Marvel Studios, once proud to showcase Ryan as Deadpool's driving force, has grown uneasy. Whispers around Hollywood suggest the studio's top brass are rethinking Ryan's future with the franchise. Whether Joe Rogan's comments were the spark or simply added fuel to an existing fire, one thing is clear. Something big is happening behind the scenes at Marvel, and the name Ryan Reynolds isn't glowing as brightly as it once did. Not long ago, Ryan Reynolds seemed untouchable. After years of smaller roles and a few box office misfires, he struck gold with the original Deadpool. Fans and critics marveled at how seamlessly he embodied the wisecracking anti-hero. The character broke the fourth wall, lampooned the standard superhero formula, and earned enormous box office returns while doing it. From that point forward, Ryan wasn't just an actor in the film, he was the film.
She just had a baby too and can't even tell. I don't think you're supposed to say that. That's okay. I identify as a feminist.
He pushed for creative control, advocated for offbeat marketing stunts, and championed R-rated humor in an industry often shackled by formulaic PG-13 guidelines. Marvel largely indulged him, thrilled by Deadpool's financial success. Producers even let him tinker with scripts and jokes that normally would have been vetoed. The results were stunning. Deadpool 2 performed just as well, solidifying Ryan's place as a top-tier star who appeared to have Marvel eating out of his hand. But for a studio built on carefully managed franchises, the cracks started to show. Insiders claimed Ryan's influence, once an asset, was beginning to overshadow the carefully balanced ecosystem of the MCU. And that was long before Joe Rogan or any rumored lawsuit entered the conversation. As Ryan was building his Deadpool empire, his wife Blake Lively signed on for a high-profile adaptation of It Ends With Us, the best-selling novel by Colleen Hoover. Justin Baldoni, revered for his heartfelt storytelling style, was set to direct and star in the emotional drama. Initially, fans saw this as a dream collaboration, a beloved source novel, an acclaimed director-actor, and a big-name leading lady. But as production rolled on, rumors of friction surfaced. Blake, known for meticulously curating her roles, reportedly felt overshadowed by Baldoni's dual position as both star and director. She voiced concerns about her character's development, demanding script rewrites to sharpen the emotional arc. According to some accounts, Baldoni resisted these changes, claiming they disrupted his vision for the film. The drama could have ended there, a classic case of creative differences. But then came an even bigger bombshell, swirling accusations that negative press leaked from the set, painting Blake as difficult and controlling. For a moment, the public sympathized with her, given Hollywood's track record of labeling strong actresses as troublemakers. But that sentiment soon flipped when leaked messages suggested Blake was the one orchestrating a stealth PR campaign, calling her inner circle dragons and urging them to rally behind her narrative. Why dragons? The term alone was enough to spark conspiracy theories. Did Blake rally a select group of influential friends, Ryan included, to slant the media coverage her way? Was she the real puppet master, countering Baldoni's influence by feeding stories to tabloids? Marvel certainly took note. If Blake was capable of leveraging her connections to orchestrate behind-the-scenes narratives, some executives wondered whether Ryan might be doing the same on a larger scale. After all, Deadpool 3 was rumored to contain pointed references to the Baldoni lively spat, and if those references could be traced back to Ryan's personal vendetta, Marvel's brand might suffer. Pair that with Joe Rogan's public takedown, and the situation started looking like a scandal that could explode at any moment. For a studio that thrives on controlling the narrative, the notion that one of its biggest stars might be fueling personal grudges through a multi-million-dollar project was alarming.
You let this little flirt out of your sight for 1 second and she starts shopping for a new papa. If you can't be a responsible pet owner, then maybe you don't deserve this little unicorn. Guilty on all charges.
Did Ryan quietly plot comedic digs at Baldoni to avenge Blake, or was the entire notion blown out of proportion by tabloids hungry for drama? Deadpool 3 has always been pitched as the rebellious cousin to the mainstream Marvel Cinematic Universe. The first two films famously mocked everything from other Marvel heroes to real-world celebrities. But according to several insiders, the third movie featured suspiciously specific jabs at a Hollywood figure who wore the dual hats of director and actor, and wasn't exactly qualified to do both. A few comedic lines allegedly went so far as to mention a character who leaks stories to press when he can't win arguments behind the camera. The joke sounded hilarious in isolation, exactly the kind of meta-humor fans loved about Deadpool. However, in context, some claimed it matched too closely with the rumors swirling around Justin Baldoni. Word is Marvel's top brass demanded rewrites, insisting these jokes could spark legal trouble or at least tarnish the studio's squeaky clean relationships with other high-profile directors. Ryan, ever the comedic purist, fought to keep them, reasoning that Deadpool's trademark humor shouldn't be censored. The friction escalated, and soon Marvel executives feared they'd lost control of one of their most bankable franchises.
Yeah, it was just one of those, it felt like a live-action Pixar movie. It was something that, I wanted to do something where...
After all, Joe Rogan had just torched Ryan for allegedly crossing boundaries. Why hand the public more proof that he was mixing business with personal vendettas? Cue the lawsuit whispers. Marvel is famously protective of its brand, nurturing each superhero and storyline with care. Even small internal disputes rarely spill into the open. Suing a star of Ryan's caliber? That's nearly unthinkable. Yet rumor has it that's precisely what the studio contemplated. A legal move designed to regain control over Deadpool and rein in its star's influence. The issues at stake range from contract breaches to potential defamation if Baldoni decided to push back. Marvel, from a purely business standpoint, must protect itself. If Ryan truly integrated unapproved, personal jabs into a corporate-owned property, that's a line the studio can't afford to let him cross. Fans are torn. On one hand, Ryan is beloved for his comedic authenticity, especially as Deadpool. On the other, the prospect of him turning an MCU property into a platform for personal feuds, especially at a time Joe Rogan is calling him out, feels problematic. Could Marvel be overreacting? Possibly. But with billions of dollars and years of planned storylines on the line, they're not likely to gamble on a star they suspect of going rogue. So where does Joe Rogan fit back into this puzzle? Rogan's podcast is one of the most influential platforms in entertainment and pop culture. By criticizing Ryan's behind-the-scenes behavior, Rogan thrust the conversation beyond comic book fans into the mainstream. People who had never paid attention to Marvel intricacies suddenly saw headlines. Joe Rogan slams Ryan Reynolds over alleged Deadpool chaos. This escalates the crisis for Ryan and Marvel. The mainstream public now wonders if Ryan is orchestrating smear campaigns through his wife's film drama and possibly weaving that into a Marvel script. When Rogan calls you out, ignoring it becomes impossible. The rumor snowballed, fueling countless social media threads and YouTube breakdowns. Suddenly, Ryan's comedic persona looked more like cunning showmanship. Even Hollywood insiders who adored him started pausing, concerned about being caught in the crossfire. Meanwhile, Blake Lively faces her own fallout. She'd built a career on polished elegance and strategic role selection, rarely seen in messy controversies. Yet the Dragon's texts painted her as a secret power broker, someone who might manipulate narratives for personal gain. Public sentiment has divided. Is she simply a strong, savvy woman tired of being overshadowed, or did she overplay her hand by pulling her famous husband, and by extension Marvel, into the fray?
My calling is to one day host a podcast that monetizes the women's movement.
Deadpool without Ryan Reynolds feels as unthinkable as Iron Man without Robert Downey Jr. Yet some rumor mills claim Marvel is exploring every option. If they can't find a compromise, they might recast the role or put the Deadpool franchise on hiatus until tempers cool. Both moves carry massive risks. Fans are deeply attached to Ryan's portrayal, and the brand synergy between Deadpool and the greater MCU is a significant part of Marvel's future plans. Ryan has gone almost radio silent. No witty social media jabs, no comedic interviews dropping cryptic clues. Some suspect Marvel placed a gag order. Others believe Ryan is reevaluating his approach, aware that more off-the-cuff jokes could worsen an already dire situation. Industry analysts say that if the studio boots Ryan, they stand to lose millions, maybe even billions, due to fan backlash and lost marketing potential. But Marvel is also aware that letting one actor control too much sets a dangerous precedent. Joe Rogan's audience only magnifies the stakes. If Marvel doesn't act, might other stars try to push personal agendas in future MCU films? Joe Rogan's scorching criticism might have put a spotlight on something Marvel wanted to keep under wraps, a star who grew so powerful he started merging personal battles with on-screen satire. Now, the couple at the center of this swirling storm, Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively, faces the possibility of lawsuits, recasts, and a total brand meltdown. Is Ryan really a mastermind pulling strings behind Marvel's back, or is the studio blowing small jabs out of proportion? Did Blake truly orchestrate a secret campaign against Justin Baldoni? And if so, how deeply was Ryan involved? And crucially, can Deadpool 3 weather this storm without losing the irreverent magic fans adore? As rumors multiply and lawyers possibly sharpen their pencils, the fate of the franchise and Ryan's legacy hang in the balance. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Are we witnessing a colossal overreaction? Or did Joe Rogan accurately expose Hollywood's latest power-hungry feud? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more shocking industry updates. You won't want to miss what happens next, because this drama is far from over.